Hey guys, how you doing? Paul here. We have an update video today. One of many probably. This is an update video on the two cuttings of the Pallida, Tradescantia pallida, the purple heart, that I did because I want to show if there is any effect on algae, on the roots of a cutting, on the growing of the plant, blah, blah, blah. But before we get into it, I just want to make sure that if you guys enjoy videos like this, why not give it a thumbs up? And if you don't want to give it a thumbs up, you can always just say hi. So anyway, okay, let me calm down. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Okay, so we have these two cuttings that I took. It's been a little over a week, and I just want to show you some progress. I don't think that there's any algae growth yet, but we got roots. And we've got some good roots. So the left side here has the naked version with nothing covering it, and the one on the right has the covering. So let's take a look first at the roots. Look at that, just over a week. And look at how beautiful. And that's because these plants root like crazy, and that's why I love them, because they grow really fast, and I'm impatient. So yeah, so that's what this one looks like, okay? Let me just leave this here, and let's look in the vessel. I really don't see any sign of algae, okay? And this is in a south-facing window, so there's definitely sunlight getting in here, but nothing yet. There's probably nothing for the algae to feed off of because there's no nutrients or anything, but eventually there will be something for them to feed on, and then I will start giving it food as well. Now let's look at this one here. Let's see how the roots look. Okay, pretty similar. They were coming out of two nodes on the other one, only one node on this one, as you can see. But let's take a look. Let me remove this. And obviously there's not going to be anything on, oh, wow, this is interesting. Can't do this with one hand. Okay, so you can see nothing in this one either. I wasn't expecting anything in this one because it, there's some dirt in there, though I see that I didn't clean. But yeah, because this one's also covered, so of course there wouldn't be anything here. What I might end up doing, because as you can see, like light can get in through the top here, I may, after this video, start using a black sock, something just that'll, you know, really cover every spot so that no sunlight will get in there. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I haven't decided yet, but let me put this back. Oh, look, we got a little baby growing at the bottom too. Hold on, let me focus. Look at that one. Really cool. See that little growth point? Interesting. All righty. So that's that. Nothing yet. I'm not surprised because, you know, it's only been a little over a week. We have great roots. I started seeing roots like 2 to 3 days after I put them in water, so they root so quickly. And again, that's another reason why these make great plants for experiments. But yeah, we will continue to monitor and see. And once we do get some algae growth, we'll see how it affects, if it affects the plant differently than this one, because this is going to be the one that's exposed. Alrighty, so let's move these aside because yes, I do have other things to talk about, believe it or not. I got a new plant or new cuttings. First of all, this is an old one. This here is Tradescantia baby bunny bellies. This is the one that has really, really soft furry leaves that are just, that's why they call baby bunny bellies. Just really, really furry and soft, especially the underside. Really nice. This has been in water, these cuttings have been in water for quite some time, and they're loving life. You can see there's lots of root growth. This is nowhere near a window, but surprisingly, it is still growing nicely. Color is really good, nice dark green. It's not too lanky. This is pretty standard to how they grow even in soil. So unless you get like really bright direct sunlight, will they be really, really close, kind of like this here, but just like the end. But yeah, anyway, they do really well. And I'm gonna start using more of these and take more cuttings from my mother plant because I could put them all over the place, even in like dark situations, because they seem to do great. And you can see how big the old leaves are compared to the new ones. Okay, that's not the whole reason why I wanted to show you this plant though, because this is what I've had and what I received. And I've had this before, but I have it once again, is the variegated variety of the baby bunny bellies. Look at how cool this is. Look at that. I love variegated plants that are really easy to grow. Now these have been only a couple of days in water because I got them in the mail. You can see there's already lots of roots growing. And I don't even think it's been a week yet. It has not been a week, but look at that root growth. Let me take them out and I can show you. See that? Look at that. Not everything has roots, but a lot of them do. So I'm gonna keep this in water too because I love how they look and I love how they grow. One thing that you can do if you do the same sort of thing that I'm showing you here is you can continue to take cuttings as it grows and put them in the water and make it a nice full little vase. There's already a new growth right here. A new branch is starting to grow. I don't know why I can't focus today. There we go. And a new one there. So yeah, it's just really, really cool. I love how these grow. I love trailing plants to begin with, but trailing plants that grow fast, that are beautiful, that actually have a tactile element to them where they feel really soft. Love it. But this brings it to a whole nother level because it's not just beautiful, not just easy, not just a fast grower, but it's variegated. Look at that. Look at that. So I'm excited to get this going. I'm gonna have to clean it up a little bit once I get more roots and probably put it into like a bottle, something similar to that, because this has such an open neck that, you know, it can get a little messy at some point and it evaporates very easily. So yeah, so that's what I want to share with you on this one. We'll move this up here, but I have another update. I know. Okay, now don't be alarmed when I show you this. This is the African violet leaf, one of the African violet leaves that I've been propagating from, I don't know, it was a couple months ago maybe. The leaf, the mother leaf, is expiring, but she's got a baby. Look at this. So this is the baby African violet just from keeping this in water. And what I'm gonna do is, because the mother leaf is all trash, I can't leave it in here right now because the little plant is too small to stay afloat. So I'm gonna put it in some acrylic yarn. This is acrylic. This is a cute little, I don't know if this is a votive candle holder. I got this at a thrift store because that's where I get a lot of my stuff. Because you could find really cool things that you never think would be good for plants, and sure enough, they were great. So the acrylic is still dry right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch off the stem of the mother leaf because it's really useless at this point. You can see the rest of it's all dried up. So I'm just gonna pinch it off. I wanna try to do this with one hand. Okay, pinch it off like that. Okay, there we go. And now, oop, I got a little piece of stem on me now. And this is what we're dealing with, a little baby plant, right? So this is gonna be hard to do with one hand, but I'm taking the plant, I'm gonna push the roots into the acrylic with my pinky because they're very delicate at this point. And I'm going to surround them with the yarn, acrylic yarn. This is giving me a little bit of an issue. And now I'm just gonna add in some of the water. I'm gonna use the water that was in the propagation vase, just because I'm not gonna shock the plant giving it fresh new water, but I'm filling it almost all the way up with water because this came from full water culture propagation. And I don't wanna, like I said, I don't wanna shock it into all of a sudden having a medium. So the more moisture that you put in the new medium, and I know this won't rot because it's acrylic, the better. So let me move this to the center because all right, that's good enough. I'm not gonna worry about that. Let me pour the rest in there. All right, so now we can follow along to watch the progress on this little new baby African violet. So I will put the links again to the prior videos where I took the cuttings, and then when I did a follow-up to show the root growth and the little baby growing, and we'll continue to monitor and follow along. They do great in acrylic yarn. I have a huge top cutting. I did a video on it too, of an African violet that I had water rooted because it had root rot. I was rescuing it for my friend. She had the plant, and the whole thing just came right up because the roots had been rotted. You know, too much watering, that happens a lot. So I took it, the top, I rooted it in water, and then I stuck it in a self-watering planter with acrylic yarn, and to this day, it's been like maybe a year or two, it is still doing great. It looks very healthy and happy. It's not getting enough light, so there's no blooms, but the actual plant is really strong and sturdy and thick. The leaves are nice and firm, so I'm excited for this one to do the same thing. And I think it'll look really cool to have an African violet growing in this little thing, right? I like it. But yes, I also recently got some new African violets, which I'll do a video on probably soon, because I'm getting back into my violet phase. I used to have a huge collection, but you know, other things, you know, bright and shiny objects, my attention goes elsewhere. But I'm back to the violets because I love them and they're easy and people love to propagate them. So I sell off the leaves, and you know, I give tech support. I call it tech support, but anytime that I sell anybody anything, I always give them support and say, you know, continue reaching out if you have any issues, and we'll work on it together, because I love the plant community. Anyway, that's really all for now for this video. And let me bring these back over here. So we have everything that we talked about in this quickie. And don't mind the fact that this one's facing down and that one's facing up. I think it was just the way that I had them situated in the window. This one is starting to turn up, as you can see down here, but it was badly curved to begin with. This one was not as badly curved, and now it's, you know, it's reaching for the light. But you can tell that they're in full sun because they're beautiful purple. Anyway, if you have any questions about any of these plants, as usual, just reach out and we will discuss. And if you have any questions about water culture, I love growing plants in water. There is a method to it. It's not just like take a plant, put it in water, and that's it. A lot of people think that, and then when they try that and the plants sometimes don't thrive, they're like, oh, see, water culture is no good. Oh no, there's a way to do it. There's definitely a way to do it. And even with succulents, if you've been following along, you've seen I have a lot of succulents that I grow in water culture. And it just takes all the guesswork out of watering succulents. It takes the maintenance of your plants, less time, because you're not checking the soil. How much do I water? Do I have to now empty out the tray underneath? You know what I mean? Like, there are just so many things that you can cross off the list of what you have to do when you're growing plants in water culture. So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, you can see in here, there are some Nutricoat fertilizer pellets in here. So probably another reason why the plant is doing so well and growing so nicely. Anyway, like I said, reach out for anything. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to be notified anytime I upload a video, and I will see you in the next video.